Hello, welcome back to another episode on the channel by me, TheWiseJames. Just reacting to Simp Saver Sam, the video, fake tough guy instantly regrets trying to fight man after bodyguard steps in. Number 3. It's not the first one. So, here we go. If that's Palestine first, it's just been classed as a terrorist organisation in Britain, although it's been blocked until Friday for an appeal. So if you try and support that group, you would be treated as a terrorist. That's how it is in the UK right now. It's mental. But a long time ago, we treated Americans as terrorists, the Irish as terrorists, the Germans. Basically, if we don't agree with you in Britain, you're a terrorist, essentially. Whereas personally, I think the CIA are the biggest terrorists on the planet. If you ask me in person who the biggest terrorists on the planet were, I'd tell you it was the CIA. No doubt about it, it's the CIA. There's no doubt about it.
Right outside a coffee shop, trying to enjoy your coffee, and you got to listen to that. I bet 95% of these people couldn't point to that place on the map. They don't know where it is. Alright, there's the bodyguard.
One sec. There we go. How to get my lighter. Sorry about that. Right, so bodyguard's about to do someone in, I'm guessing.
He's got his work cut out for him. Here we go. Someone's got hold of him.
Congratulations.
Elbow to the face.
I just don't get how marching through the streets of England is going to resolve any of this. I don't get it. But
You're right, Sam. It's not. It's not. Whinging about the actions of Israel in England is going to do fuck all. The same as whinging about the actions of the Taliban in England does fuck all. Whinging about the actions of the CIA or the Russian special services or the Chinese secret service, it's all absolutely pointless. It's no different to a feminist sitting in England in a Starbucks whinging about how the Taliban have taken education off girls. It's not going to do anything.
his bodyguard, I've had an absolute field day watching this guy. A lot of people asking why he needs a bodyguard. I think we can clearly see why he needs one, because unfortunately with these people and a lot of people, if you disagree with them, people are going to attack you for it. Because
if someone has to attack you because you disagree, it just shows them to be weak, a very weak person.
Seems to me the UK, the world's central hub for international problems about everything except for the actual problems that are in the UK.
That just makes no fucking sense.
Actually, it makes complete sense, because the more everyone in the UK focuses on problems outside the UK, the less the government in the UK is held accountable for its failures. So you know how recently they were supposed to build this high-speed rail network? Well, the more issues they give you to distract you with, the less you're going to complain how they didn't actually build a proper high-speed railway network. They only built a quarter of what they said they were going to build, and it's still being delayed and overpriced. It's all just culture wars. That's what these are. They're culture wars to distract everyone from the true villain. The true villain are the people in power. They are the true villains.
They're all shouting at him as well. I thought it was peaceful. This is in Manchester, by the way. Seems like a friendly guy.
I take no sides in a war between people who have been killing each other's kids. So Hamas have been killing Israeli children for many years, and Israel have been killing Hamas children for many years. I take no sides in a war between murderers of children. You can both go fuck yourselves, to be honest. Both of you. Go fuck yourselves. You're a disgrace to our planet. You're a disgrace to human race. And you're a disgrace to the peace. Both of you. But one of you has nuclear weapons and the other one doesn't. One of you has security, or, well, better security, and oppress the other one. So
look at them all. Oh, good, mate. How are you? You okay? Andy, come Hey, Andy, all right. I didn't make a big deal. Yeah. Let's go. Good work, by the way. Good work.
This is bonkers. Oh.
why did he try to do that? Why?
Oh.
That's like a typical... I'm sorry, women, but that's a typical female thing that people would do, you know? Throw the first punch, then play victim. Like, he touched this person, so they removed him from his personal space, and now the crowd is pretending like he is the victim. He's the perpetrator. He just did this. It looks like he went to grab his dick, for fuck's sake. That's sexual assault.
Oh.
And then they're all acting like the guy defending himself is the fucking villain. Go fuck yourself. You absolute cunts. Right of self-defense is a law. Why don't you try and keep your fucking divvy here in check?
Gotta be quicker than that, mate.
We got that. Good work,
Peaceful
Fred. Good work.
protest.
He lunged at me. We got that on video, don't you worry. Why are they fighting amongst each other now?
Because it's making their movement look bad when one of them steps out of line. This is exactly the reason why I will not start a political party and I will not start a movement to end the persecution of the disabled people. Because we'll get one doylem like that who will ruin it for everyone. Like, you could have all the fathers trying to fight for equal rights, you know, stop killing our kids sort of shit, right? Every father in the world. And then all it would take is one divvy to act like that, and it ruins the whole thing. So, personally, I refuse to represent other people like that. I'm not going to represent other people. I represent myself and what I believe. That's it. I don't represent other people. No chance. Because the moment you let other people represent you, or you represent other people, there's fucking problems, alright? Massive, massive problems. Fuck that. At least they're keeping him in check. At least the crowd's keeping him in check, because if you do that sort of shit, it's going to ruin the message. But what's to say this person isn't a MI5 or MI6 plant, right, to make the group look bad? How do you know this person isn't a fucking analyst at MI6 and was ordered to do this to make the group look bad? You don't fucking know these days. None of you know.
Oh. Gotta be quicker than that, mate.
We got that.
But I'm glad the crowd stopped him. Good on you for that. Well done. That shows like good control. Like once we protested Labour invading the Middle East in like 2005 or something, 2006. And we all walked out of school, protested in the high street, and a few small number of people started vandalising the bus stops, shoplifting from the local shop, And do you know what the paper printed? They printed about the fucking shoplifting and the buses. Let me look, I'll show you. You think I'm fucking lying? I'll show you here. 2006, Cleveland's protest. Here we are. Cleveland's war protest. There we go. That's me, right? That's me on the front of a fucking national paper. My parents had asked me why I did it. So the story goes, right? Traffic was reduced almost to a standstill as hordes of teenagers descended on Stockland Square like we were a fucking zombie apocalypse on Tuesday afternoon, and what appeared to be a peaceful demonstration in this Cleveland school got out of hands. It didn't get out of hand. It's because the teachers tried to send us back to our lesson saying, your protest has been registered. We didn't care about the protest being registered. We were protesting the war. There was no reason for us to go into Afghanistan and loads of innocent British people lose their lives for a lie about weapons of mass destruction. It was a lie. It was a fucking lie, right? So, while many drivers sounded their horns in support of youngsters who gathered with their no war banner, some were running out in traffic, others were climbing on bus shelters, and one was caught mooning. I know who that was. I'm not going to name and shame you, but I remember who it was who fucking mooned on top of the bus stop. I remember. Mr. Pin. But yeah, I was on the front of the paper. So my point is, even a really good thing like stopping war and trying to bring peace to your country can be hijacked by a couple of idiots, and it gets made out that, like, you're bad. It wasn't a good thing, it was a bad thing. So all it takes is one bad person to ruin it for the whole group. So them keeping him in check is a good thing. But you don't know. The government can easily plant someone in your group to make your group fall apart. They're not stupid, right? So I'm not going to represent a party. I'm not going to create a political party. I'm not going to represent other people and what they believe. I'm going to say what I believe and stand up for myself. That's it. Because all it takes is one idiot to ruin the greatest movement, and that's it. It's over.
Good work,
Peaceful
Fred. Good work.
protest.
He lunged at me. We got that on video, don't you worry. Why are they fighting amongst each other now? They're trying to stop them from attacking. Oh, I see.
At least some of them have common sense. You know, controlling a member of their crowd who's acting outwards is the right thing to do. It shows that they have control over their group, which is a good thing.
So they refuse to leave the country they're in, and they're unhappy about those other countries, but they want to turn the country they're in into those other ones to be like the ones they complain about.
Palestinians don't have a country anymore, Sam. They never really did. I don't think Sam understands the Palestine-Israel thing. I'm not going to have a go at him for that. You know, we're not all well informed, fine.
Make it make sense. If they banned face coverings, half these people wouldn't show up. And how often do these things happen? Because it seems like to me, every time I go in the city centre or every other day I look on social media, there's more and more of these protests happening. And there's a lot of people who don't talk.
Won't be anymore because Palestine First has been fucking branded a terrorist organisation now. So that would be considered terrorism now. They'd all get arrested under the Terrorism Act, mate. It's all been changed.
About the problems of this, like shops getting destroyed, businesses, people get put in hospital, cars getting burnt, like police getting attacked, people, general public getting attacked.
The police have been convicting people of crimes when they are the victims of crimes. You know, the post office scandal, those people who had to pay money and admit to crimes they were actually the victims of. The government still hasn't sorted it out. Like, the police are shocking. Don't fucking defend them bastards. Absolute shocking, the police in this country. They're literally watch a man get violently attacked by a woman, watch like the man shout at her, and then try and charge the man with it. Honestly, they're a joke. They're a fucking joke.
It's not a peaceful protest more often than not. Because I look at a lot of these police and I just think, what the hell are they doing?
Today we're confronting these anti-Trump and anti-Elon Musk protesters, seeing what they're protesting for. Let's see
Okay, this will be interesting.
who we can get up here. Wow.
I just
think
want
we
to
know how
remind
this
you
is
of
gonna go.
protest procedure. Don't film unless it's consent of anyone's faces.
It's a public space. Can't do fuck all, mate.
And we'd ask if you
We're on public property, though, so we can film.
Are you part of the protest? Are you
Of
against?
course, I'm here. Hey, easy, dude. You don't have our consent to do this.
Don't touch me.
You
Don't touch me!
Whoa.
Don't touch me!
I didn't touch you for nothing.
You touched me! Don't touch me!
You want some money? He's touching
Can we
him.
get someone around these people, please?
Elbows. Easy, easy.
Elbows!
Easy,
Elbows!
easy, easy.
What he meant was, are you here to protest? What he meant was, do you agree? Because if you disagree, you're not allowed to protest. That's pretty much what he's saying.
No.
Easy.
We're not here to.
Wait.
We're not here for the protest.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Police!
What? Get the police. What did I do?
Don't feed the trolls!
No. Get 'em
Elbows
off.
around!
Elbows around. Holy cow.
You know when someone tries to silence you, they're wrong. Like, if someone thought you were wrong, they would just let you talk. They would literally just let you talk because you're just making yourself look like an idiot. Whereas if someone thinks you're right, they will try and silence you. Trust me. Trust me.
Don't let me go.
So when someone tries to silence you, 9 times out of 10, you're fucking right.
Ooh, what are you going to do?
Elbows!
Elbows.
What?
Man, we are peaceful. What the hell is going
This-
on out here? Watch, he can't keep running. Okay, what is going on, everybody? Look, we got a crowd coming. Dude, you touched me. Bro, get off me. He's touching me. I know I'm attractive, but I'm not that attractive to be following me like stink on poo. Come on, man, get off me. Sir, for all that running, I might as well give you $1 so you can go buy Gatorade. Here you go.
No, go away. Get off the property. Go.
Ma'am,
Go.
stop following me. You guys, I came in a suit today, so they take me a little bit more professional. Wow, waste, fraud, and abuse. Bro, what are you doing? Continue
I'm
our
part of
recording?
security. He's not allowed
You're
to be here.
not part of
I'm
no
not
security. I
engaged.
could have brought a
What?
construction vest as well.
Security?
I thought you were trying to fight for our country.
I am fighting for our country.
Okay.
You guys, get off me.
Zone 5 agitators.
I ain't no agitator.
Yes, you are.
He's the one agitating me. Ma'am, I came in a suit to be respectful for you guys today.
Fascists coming through. Excuse us.
Ma'am.
Fascists coming through.
It's not very nice to call.
They're trying to not let him speak and like get in the way of what he's doing. Like they are the ones acting like a fascist right now. I don't think Americans understand what the word fascist means. They think it just means someone who disagrees with you.
Call yourself a fascist.
Fascists coming through.
I don't see him like oppressing people, saying they can't say these things. He just is asking them about the things they say and disagrees.
He's the agitator,
Are you
apparently.
moaning, sir? Stop the moan.
He's riding up on me.
He's riding up on him.
on me. This is not
This
okay.
guy has a mask on.
Fascists here. Fascists here.
Look at.
Have you noticed women like a year ago would have been calling him a narcissist, but now he's a fascist? I wonder what it'll be in a year's time.
How are you guys doing?
Fascists don't belong here.
Where's your sign?
How are you doing,
What
man?
is happening?
It'd be better if Donald Trump wasn't in president.
Look at him. Look at him.
Fascists don't.
Was that his property? She just assaulted. Like, what was that?
How are you doing,
What
man?
is happening?
It'd be
I
better
think they
if
took his microphone, which would be, you know, a criminal offence.
Donald Trump wasn't in president.
Yeah, they're trying to steal his microphone. That's a crime. That's literally daylight robbery. They're literally committing a crime. Live on video. Wow. Wow.
Look at him. Look at him.
Fascists don't.
Look at him. Grab their microphone. They freak out. Bro, these.
Help! He's hurting me!
Bro, these.
This guy has grabbed him from behind and is trying to instigate a reaction so he can pretend he's the victim, but then when he didn't get the reaction, just screamed for help.
Help! He's hurting me!
You look like a fool.
This
You know
guy.
that-
Man, I would have fucking kicked him so hard in the bollocks, he would have actually turned into a woman rather than, you know, being so little of a man. What a weak fuck.
That's what you are. A freaking fool.
You can tell he's got a micro penis.
I am. I'm looking professional. Oh my gosh. Bro, you.
Normally, when someone's screaming like that, they are literally getting attacked, you know, sexually or fucking worse. And he's literally trying to almost hug this man to do that. Like, I can't stand people who are liars. And that right there is a fucking liar. An absolute fucking liar. I can't stand liars. I can't stand yous. Why can't you just tell the truth? It's easier. It takes less effort. And it's less trouble for you and the rest of the world. Stop lying. Stop fucking lying.
You're breaking into people.
I'm not.
Nick, let me take it.
Oh
What is
man.
going on? This guy's a lunatic.
He needs.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
He clearly needs some fucking sort of help.
Keep your hands off me, little
They're just proving his point.
Get the police officer these fools. Officer, these guys. Where did your one little boy go?
We did not touch you. We're safety.
Yes, you guys have. I have every right to be here.
You guys can go do what you're doing. Let him walk away. Don't engage.
He's not walking away, though.
I try to walk everywhere here, and you guys followed me everywhere I go.
Because you're shoving microphones in people's place.
I haven't done it once.
You've done it a million times.
He should have been arrested. That guy should have been arrested for, like, aggravation.
This guy's got a lot of patience.
Alright, we made it out. Easy.
That's assault. That's a physical assault.
I'm not doing anything.
Like, why do the police not enforce laws anymore? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. They pick and choose. And we haven't got the money. We can't afford to check that bank robbery.
Stop it. Get some help.
You gotta admit, guys, these people are weird. They are. They never act normal. They never look normal. And this guy following him around saying he's touching me, he's hurting me. I think this guy's got other issues he needs to worry about first. Loving and compassionate, I know, I'm saying it again. Loving and compassionate, peaceful, accepting of all, never seemed to see it. He was...
The thing is, right? Imagine, like, 2000... Just imagine this. How is it that one person walking into a crowd of thousands of humans is the only one acting normal? Because normally, right, if you were in a crowd of thousands as one person in a suit, and some guy is wrongfully chasing you around, harassing you, and everyone's just standing watching it because he's on their side, like, how is the one guy walking around the thousands the normal? If that makes sense? Like, he's essentially their opponent, and he's walking around thousands of them, like it's nothing. Yet he is the normal one. It should be, like, not normal. He shouldn't be normal, so to speak. But in this situation and context, he's the human. They are all, like, the criminals, so to speak.
Literally in there for a minute or two, and they're all flipping, bombarding him, and then saying he's the one instigating it.
It's female manipulation 101, mate. I'm sorry, all them men who did that were raised by single mothers. Women might hate me for saying that, but it's a female move to try and antagonize someone and then play victim. Like, there's no way a man in the world goes up, punches another man in the face, and then when he punches him back, starts crying, saying, "Why'd you punch me?" That's a woman's move.
What planet are these people from?
The male loneliness epidemic is hilarious because the cure is to not be an unlikable piece of shit. Like the sadness prison that you put yourself in, the keys are in your pocket, buddy.
I think
It gives me great sadness that some females in the world think it's okay to mock the suffering of men, but those same men she has mocked, she thinks will not be allowed to mock the suffering of women. Now, I don't mock the suffering of women, their monthly problems, pregnancy stuff, how hard it is to deal with men. I don't mock women for that shit. I might take the piss sometimes for a joke, for them to laugh and to have a laugh, but I wouldn't laugh at their suffering, if that makes sense. I would try and make them laugh about their suffering, but I wouldn't laugh at their suffering. This woman is basically laughing at the suffering of men. So that would be the same as men, you know, laughing at women because, you know, you just don't have a penis, or, you know, you've got small tits, or, you know, you've got a cavernous vagina, for example. Yeah, imagine your vagina is like a cave and men laughed at you for that. Not made you laugh about it. No. Laughed at you for it. But I think her glasses say enough about her. I think she wants everyone to look at her eyes because she doesn't like her body, which is why she's drawn so much shit on her glasses. So everyone looks at her glasses instead of the rest of her, because she has insecurity issues about the rest of her. But hey, what do I know? Just the smartest man in the world, you know.
Male loneliness thing she's on about, it exists because of people like you, mate. What are you talking about?
What gender is this dog? This dog?
What breed is this?
No, gender. What gender?
Oh,
Here we go.
Boy? How do you know?
Well, he's very
Masculine?
no, he's very he's actually very metro. So is this one.
Metrosexual? They're metrosexuals?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
A metrosexual dog. Come on. Is this how we've got? Is this how far we've gone? Where, in order to cling to a delusion, these people are now claiming their dog is metrosexual. What's he fucking doing highlights on a Friday night?
This is Sitka. This is Curry.
All right. Did they consent to these names?
No.
No.
They didn't. That's bad. Huh?
Yeah.
Their parents gave them that name.
I always call them they them.
Yes.
Hello they them. How you doing? All right. Thank you guys. Tampons.
Sure.
Petition to put tampons in boys' school bathrooms.
We need to protect those trans.
You're serious? Are they serious? Are they fucking serious? Do they have any idea what boys would do with tampons in those? Do you know what it is? If there was tampons in the boys' toilets in school, in my high school, we would have got them and we would have used them and started swinging them around, fucking slapping people with the. No! Do not put tampons in the boys' toilets. No. That is not a good idea. You do not understand boys.
Trans rights, right? If they need a tampon, get it.
Alrighty.
Why would they need a tampon? They don't get periods. That's like saying, I can't. There's no equivalent. There's no fucking equivalent. Why would a person born as a male who's transitioned to be a female, who lives their life as a female, need a tampon? They don't get periods. You might as well start giving them fucking female birth protection as well. What?
Thank you so much.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
He just caught them out with that one, so they know the gender of their dog. But when it comes to humans, we don't apply the same logic. And the other stuff they were saying, these people are insane. They are.
Sesame Street is promoting Pride on their shows that are targeted towards children. Is this something you would feel comfortable with your child watching? And do you think it's appropriate for children's shows to be promoting people's same-sex orientations and the ways that they are choosing to redefine words like man, woman, boy, and girl?
Ain't no more motherfucking talking. We done said everything we done had to motherfucking say. It's time to do something about this motherfucking racist ass government officials that are making us struggle and getting rich off our ass, and we having to do the work, and goddamn they not giving us shit. They calling us terrorists. And
What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, no doubt some American politicians are racist, but I don't think the entire ones are.
We're in the middle of a protest. We're going to ask some questions. Are you involved in this protest?
I'm right.
What exactly are you protesting?
The royal family.
What against them? What about it?
But listen, all you need to know is half of them look like overgrown testicles and one of them kids.
But they also... Look, I was a royal fan my whole life. The only reason I now don't like the royal family is because the king did not reply to my letter. Right? I know it's petty. Don't get me wrong. I know it's fucking petty. But at the end of the day, he's the king. When the Prime Minister and the government don't do their job, and I send a letter to the king that the government's not doing their job, I expect him to do his fucking job. I don't care if he's the king. He does his fucking job. He didn't do his job. He ignored my letter. So I see him as a coward. I think he should abdicate. I think the royal family should not get any money from the British people. They have proven to be cowards. They don't do anything but protect their own wealth and appearance. Like, literally, when the King of England gets a letter from an English person that they have been wrongly tortured because of medical negligence, and it's not even worth replying to, but then he sends fucking our Prime Minister over to deliver a letter by hand to Donald Trump, a convicted female sex offender, essentially, warmongerer, right? But he can't reply to me. I literally, it took a hell of a lot out of me, mentally and emotionally, to write a letter to the King and the Prime Minister about what was done to me, and they both didn't respond. They both didn't give a fuck enough to respond. They thought I wasn't worth their time, and I'm going to make them regret it, because history and the records of history will show they thought I was not worth their time, and that will make them cowards. That will literally make them cowards. They got the letter. The proof they got the letter is everywhere. They can't hide it. And they chose not to respond to it. They chose to instead respond to, going to horse races and, other things. A man who had been wrongly tortured wasn't worth their time, even though it was their legal responsibility to deal with it. They did not. Cowards. So I don't like the royal family, but only one of them has been charged. Well, only one of them is suspected of child sex offences, and we know who it is. And the other four, although they are cowards, did serve in the military. So I kind of agree with this and disagree at the same time. They do good things, but when they're not doing the good things anymore, it's just all bad. They're like parasites at the minute.
This is a prime example of what I say about most of these people at protests have no idea what they're doing there or what the protest is even about. These people just don't think, it seems.
Disgust around bodily fluids and waste is not a universal experience.
What?
This is what I...
She's trying to say that disgust about bodily fluids and basically human shit is white supremacy and it's anti-blackness. This is why sometimes I just watch the internet and I think, wow, I'm such a good person that I don't say shit like this.
I mean when I say that Americans center your own worldview and think that your worldview is the absolute one. There is a Ugandan woman on this
But we all do that. That's not unique to Americans, dear.
Platform on TikTok that makes a lot of videos of how she uses cow manure in order to repair baskets and to also repair the floor of her home. And she touches the cow manure with her bare hands to smear it on the floor, to smear it on her baskets.
Sure.
When Haitian people, my people, built the citadel, the fort that they used to protect themselves after chasing away and fighting away the French, they used the manure of animals like goats in order to build the citadel. In many cultures, blood is used in ritual sacrifices. Blood is used as oftentimes adornment. In certain African indigenous groups, I don't remember it at the top of my head, but they actually wash themselves with the urine of cows because it's a natural repellent for certain insects.
It's a natural disinfectant is the term she was looking for, dear. We used to wash clothes in piss for that reason, and we stopped when we found better chemicals.
Do you ever wake up or do something, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'll admit, I've made some shit videos over the years. You know, there's a few I've made which, yeah, probably weren't the greatest, but there's videos out there where people make these, they watch them back and decide to upload it. So, I think mine were okay, because this one...
The thing is, humans have been using mud and shit and piss for things since the dawn of humanity. Like, it's not unique to black people. Like, what are you on about?
Tops it by a country.
She was talking about, like, the deluded one world view is the right one. And she thinks her one world view is the right one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Reason number 1,075 billion, trillion, gazillion, why I hate men.
because you're unattractive and your soul is ugly. Next question.
So I'm on my work break going to get Starbucks, and I pull up at a red light with my window down because the weather is nice and it's sunny, and I'm like, there's no harm in me sitting in my own car listening to Ariana Grande with my window down. Wrong!
Well, there is, because you're blasting music out of the car. So, yeah. You could have just had your window up, surely. Or, you know, turn the music down. I bet she was blasting it full blast. For attention. To get the reaction. To make this video. Bet you. Any money.
Wrong! Bitch, you thought you could feel comfortable in your own car? No. Why would you think that? So forward of me to fucking think that, huh? Anyways, some, like, Jabba the Hutt looking ass pulls up beside me, rolls down his window. How'd you get so beautiful? So
a man said something really nice to her, who was really overweight. Got ya?
I was like, fuck. Obviously, I'm like, I'm not very confrontational when it comes to that, so I kind of just like laugh. Ah, thank you. I thought that was it. Boy, was I wrong. He goes, what's your number?
Oh no. A man told her she was beautiful and asked for her number. You know what it is, lads? I'm going to have to call the police. I'm going to have to call the police. "999. Hello, police. Yeah. I need to report this awful crime I've just witnessed on the internet. This woman had a man pull up to her in a car, and I can barely say it. He called her beautiful, and he asked for her number. Send the army! Send God! Fuck me, man, honestly.
I
thought modern women wanted guys to approach them like that. Can you women make your mind up on what you want? Not a lot.
No! Some of them can't, Sam. That's the fucking problem. Do you know, one thing I literally force my daughter to do regularly, on a regular basis, is make a decision and hold her accountable for that decision. So, you know, she gets something from the shops and, like, some sweets she's never tried before, and then she doesn't like them. I hold her to account for that. You know, I don't kick off, I just eat them all. But, you know, an easy way to teach women accountability is to teach your daughters to hold themselves accountable for the choices they make. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. I don't know if it's going to work. You know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
A lot of women say this, by the way. I'm saying this to the women who say men don't approach us anymore, and then guys approach them, and then they complain and make videos like this. I'm saying that about these women, because to me it sounds like they can't make their flipping mind up.
Music up. The bitch comes closer to me. You got a boyfriend? What's your number? So suddenly I'm like, oh, what do I do? Okay. I'm 18. But I play the, oh, I'm 17 card. I'm a minor. I play that card. He goes, no, like in like a serious voice. Like I was like scared. He goes, no, what's your number? Why
would you do that? Why don't you just say, no thanks?
Yeah, why are you lying about your age, trying to make out you're a child? Why don't you just say no? How hard is it to say no? I'm not interested, but thank you for the compliment. Instead, she tried to make out he was soliciting a minor. Like, are you fucking for real, woman? Are you... She needs mental health help.
Thank God I could turn. I floored it at that. But this motherfucker followed me!
Prove it. He was probably just going in the same direction. Like, if you're stopped on a road and someone comes behind you in a car, pulls up, asks for your number, calls you beautiful, and then you floor it, and then they're like, oh, well, I'll just go on my day, they're going to carry on the way they were going, which is the way you would speed off. So then eventually he would have turned off, and you were like, oh, he must have just stopped following me. No, he wasn't following you, dear. Fuck me. Some women, they just think the whole world revolves around them. Like, there's no possibility that he just thought, fuck it, I'll just get on with my day. No, he then was stalking her.
I said I'm 17, and you said I'll wait a year?
You lied. You lied. Is what you did. You lied to the man.
You're fat, you're 50, you're ugly, you're bald, you drive a fuck-ass car.
Ah! I get it now. She was offended that this man thought he could get her because she thinks she was too good for him. So how dare he, this 50-year-old fat-ass man, ask her? Like, she thinks she's so far above him that for him to even ask for her number is an insult to her. That's what it is. That's literally what it is, lads. I'm promising you. I promise you. Took me a few minutes. But I promise you, that's what it is.
Isn't it funny with these videos? Like, she thought that everyone would give a shit about that story anyway, which probably never happened. But the point of the video is the fact she said, oh, I've got millions of reasons why I hate men. Like, it's such a normal video I come across.
It was the first thing she said was how she hates men because she wanted men to watch it. She's lying to men to get men to, like, give her attention. Like, it's a typical childish move. She's a typical teenager. She's not a woman. She's a child. She is a child. She's just legally able to have sex. But she's 21 for me is an adult. 18 is still a child. She's acting like a child, behaves like a child, talks like a child. She's a child.
Across on social media, and it gets loads of likes and comments, and everyone's laughing. Like, yeah, same. Like, can you imagine if it was the other way around? Like, guys were making videos saying, oh, millions of reasons why I hate women. You can't say things like that. But these videos are the norm now.
Well, you could. You could say I might make a video, millions of reasons why I hate some women, but I couldn't say it about all women because I don't hate all women.
They are the norm on social.
Just quite a lot of them. And I don't hate them, I just think they're like lost sheep. And they think they're the they think they're the shepherd, but they're the sheep.
Social media. I bet her father's proud about that one.
I don't understand how you guys think that our teachers are trying, our educators are trying to brainwash you and make you woke by teaching you facts.
My science teacher once asked me a very simple question. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And I said, well, that's easy. The egg. And he said, well, how's that? And I said, because in order to have a chicken, you need an egg. But you don't actually need a chicken to make an egg. And there was fish eggs and dinosaur eggs before there was even chickens. So the egg definitely came first in every situation. And he was like, I don't think that's how it works. That was my science teacher. And it's only because he wasn't able to answer the question, he didn't think I could answer the question. So I must be wrong. That's not how it works, Sunshine. No, Mr. Clark, I was right. Because he was like, so how did the chicken egg come about? And I was like, well, it was obviously crossbreeding from different species of birds that led into a chicken. But apparently I was wrong. And he was my science teacher. My English teacher once gave me and my friend an after-school detention with the head teacher because we did our homework on our on a piece of paper instead of our book. So we literally did our homework, and we got an after-school head teacher's detention from Mrs. Gracias in year 7 for doing our homework on our computer, on a piece of paper on our computer, instead of writing it by hand in our book. Because she didn't specify. She didn't tell us we had to do it in our book. And we got in trouble for it. So, excuse me, but 99% of teachers don't have a fucking clue. That's why we have thick as fuck kids.
Not back, so is it?
This is exactly why teachers are having such a hard time nowadays with kids, because their parents are teaching them that the teachers don't actually know anything. They're just trying to make them woke.
An even better one. A teacher once said to me in like year 4, act your age, not your shoe size. But I had size 11 feet and I was 10 years old. So it didn't work, did it? Dumbass bitch.
Dumbasses are actually out here, like, very quickly making education completely obsolete because nobody believes anything they're fucking taught anymore.
Well, the people she's talking about, the educators, right? Why are they educating kids on a bunch of nonsense that doesn't exist? So shouldn't we be thinking about why those teachers are doing that? Why that's necessary to teach things that? You know? Even learning the square root of stuff, I all thought that was a load of waffle in school. But now kids are learning God knows what. God knows what those teachers are putting on those kids. You know, when we drop our kids off to school, we entrust those teachers to present those kids with a good education so they can take it out in the world. But it's questionable. It really is.
Dealing with pet care worry?
There was once, right, you know, I don't have any problem with trans people, you know, homosexual people. Not really bothered, to be honest. Just don't force your ideas and beliefs onto other people. The same as religions. I don't care if a Muslim is a Muslim, or a Jew is a Jew, a Christian is a Christian. But the moment you try and force your beliefs onto others, there's a fucking problem, alright? So, discussing beliefs is alright, but trying to force your beliefs, no. But there was once, you know, every year there's like a Pride Day, and some teachers might dress differently on Pride Day. And there was a male teacher at this school. I'm not going to mention the school. I'm not going to mention what. But anyway, he was wearing a miniskirt. Now, there's no problem with that, really. There's no problem with him wearing a miniskirt. The problem was, he wasn't wearing boxers, but like those wide fronts that men wear, you know, tighty whiteys, I think you call them in America. And so from the perspective of an adult, you know, that's perfectly innocent. But from the perspective of a child looking up at an adult, they were basically able to see his pubic hairs sticking out the side of his wide fronts all day long. Because I noticed it when I went into the school to go and pick someone up. Right? And I never could say anything. I couldn't say how one of the teachers at my child's schools was essentially showing pubic hair to infant children accidentally. It wasn't intentional. Accidentally. Because I would be seen as homophobic. Load of bullshit. But I couldn't also say anything to the male. Be like, look, stop showing your pubes to kids, please. You don't actually need to wear this mini dress to school. You could have worn it when you got home. You didn't need to do this. Like, you could have worn better underwear so that kids didn't have to fucking see your underwear. Like, kids shouldn't be looking up at a male in underwear. I'm sorry, that's not what kids should be doing at school. So, I was furious. Because if I did that, if I was somewhere showing my underwear to children, I'd be getting charged with a sexual crime against children. But the teacher at the school's alright to do it. Fuck off.
I find that suspicious.
I want to share something that just happened around me that made me really anxious for disability awareness. I heard like an explosion sound. It sounded like a, if you know what I mean. And I'm near a mall in America, so unfortunately that's a valid fear. I look behind me, instinctually, fighter.
They have the gapped ear hoops. They've got the bull ring. Like, that is like, they all look the same, man. Why don't someone just put a padlock in them ears and run away with the key? Fucking
flight, you know? And all I could see in the direction of the sound was a white Jeep that has an American flag on it. And they parked near me, and they're like getting out of their car and going to dinner or something. Unfortunately, my instinct was to duck because I heard an explosion noise. I saw that truck.
I find it funny when people make these videos and they add the sad music in there to like get the feeling across, like, you know, the sympathy sounds. Oh, it just makes me laugh.
Jeep.
literally, this American's gone to dinner and like their exhaust has backfired or something. You know, it can be mistaken for gunfire, sure, right? And this person's looked at their car and ducked, and now they've made a video to try and associate the American flag and people owning white Jeeps with like innocent shooting. He's a victim of a car exhaust, is what he is. And he's made a sad music video about it. The car exhaust terrified me for the rest of my life.
Whatever. And all I could think was that there was danger nearby, and I had to duck and hide my head.
You're the danger, mate. With your fucking hooped earpieces and your round spectacles. You're the fucking danger to society, to the human race, and to manhood. Like, is this supposed to be a male? Is this supposed to be a male? Like, his grandfather must be looking down, crying in shame at, like, the fact that his grandson or son of his family is scared of a car exhaust.
And make sure I was safe. I'm feeling really emotional over the fact that I even have to be worried about that, considering how I look, how I'm presenting right now, where
I think
look gay, sound gay, act gay.
I think you're pretty safe, mate. I don't think.
But you know what it is? The thing is, right? Not all gay men are like this. Okay, there are gay men out there who act no different to straight men, and they can't stand men who act like a woman. Because they're a gay man. They're attracted to men, not men who behave like women. So you'll find quite a lot of gay men are actually, like, not attracted to these sorts of men and don't like them. Because they're more female than male. Why would a gay man be attracted to a feminine male? That indicates they were straight, not gay. Just saying.
Many people are going to attack you.
I live, the political status of everything happening right now, and hearing a noise like that and seeing a car like that at the same time can cause a fear so intense that I have to hide and turn off all the lights and duck and cover. I waited till the lights passed, and then I waited a while after that. Turns out the car was parked behind me, so if this was an emergency, you know. But yeah, I wish I could be proud of this country, but instead I am in fear of the symbols that represent it, so.
I find this really difficult as a male, right? As a real male, not one of these fucking fake pretender wannabes. Like, at any minute, I could be, like, persecuted for any reason, you know, mental disabilities, schizophrenia, you know, religious beliefs. Like, I could be persecuted for any one of these reasons. So, when I go past a police officer or a police car, like, I try to just not let it bother me. Like, it's in the past sort of thing, just move on. And I understand it's still there. So this person might have had, like, a gun issue sometime in their life, and every time the car backfires, it reminds them of that, because they've got post-traumatic stress disorder from this incident with a gun when they were younger. And then the incident with the backfiring of a car reminds them of it. And now they're trying to associate it with basically any nationalist or pro-American citizen. So, if I can walk past police officers who have literally got me wrongly tortured because they didn't do their jobs properly, like, this guy can handle a car exhaust. Come on. Come on. Serious.
Well, why don't you leave then?
Yeah, go to China. I'm sure they'll love gay Americans.
I don't know if these people have been living under a rock or something, but looking over your shoulder when you're out and about, isn't that a normal thing?
Yes, Sam, it is. That's a perfectly normal thing. Even if you don't have enemies and you've been a good man your entire life, it's perfectly normal to keep an eye out for dangers. That is your job as a man, is to protect those you care about from danger. Your wife, your kids, your family. So, you have to be alert to the danger, which means keeping an eye out. That's normal. You keep vigilant. Keep vigilant at all times. The only time you should let your guard down is when you're in a safe, secure area, like your home.
Isn't that a normal thing? You know, I think most of us growing up, and literally every guy I'm friends with has got in fights on the street for no reason, because someone's tried to attack them, rob them, things like that. This is normal in a guy's life. There's been countless times I've got in scraps here and there because someone's tried to rob me, or, you know, but for stupid reasons. But that's how it is in a guy's world. You look over your shoulder, and it's not sunshine and rainbows out there. I really thought that wasn't, you know, that's not something new.
It's not something new. You know, when you're a man in the UK and you go on a night out on a Friday or Saturday night, you can guarantee some small man who's trying to act tough in front of his friends or for a girl will walk past you. I'm over 6 foot, so I'm a big guy. So they'll walk past me and try and shoulder barge into me, you know, try and act hard, and then try to start a fight. Like, that's happened to me more times than I can count. And I just look at them and laugh, because it's weak. They're like trying to instigate a fight to look hard. Do you know what I mean? Like, getting attacked on the streets by a man is something you keep aware about at all times. So if a car exhaust is the worst thing in your life, I think you've got it pretty easy, to be honest. I think you really have it pretty fucking easy.
Depends on where you live, I guess. Not everyone has the privilege to walk outside and just walk around where there's no crime rate and just be, you know, ignore everything and not be on your guard. Unfortunately, a lot of us didn't have that privilege. And like I say, if you're that fearful of your country and you hate it that much, then why don't you leave? But these...
Canada's pretty good. Why don't you go to Canada, mate? Fucking go to Canada.
People never do.
So there you go. That was my reaction to Sam's video. If you do like his stuff, just check him out on YouTube. His name's Simp Saver Sam. He saves simps. And his name is Sam. Peace.